เพื่อนสวัสดีนะครับสวัสดีนะครับเพื่อนๆเฮ้ยมีอะไรอีกอะเฮ้ยจุดโทษเหรอหรือยังไงอะพี่เพื่อนเฮ้ยเฮ้ยมีจุดโทษเหรอน้องได้จุดโทษเหรอเอาว่ะเพื่อนๆน้องได้จุดโทษขออภัยนั้นเพื่อนผมมาช้าไปหน่อยนะครับกรรมการกำลังดู VR อยู่เว้ยเพื่อนๆเอาเว้ยกรรมการกำลังดู VR อยู่พี่น้องครับเว้ยกรรมการกำลังดู VR ครับเย็นๆนะเฮ้ยโอ้โหโยเคเลสโดนทำฟาวล์เพื่อนเอาเอาเพื่อนๆพี่ๆ อันหยาบอาร์เซนอลจะ VR อยู่แล้วเพื่อนเดี๋ยวเพื่อนดูครับกรรมการจะว่าไงการว่าไงโทษไหมคือโทษเป็นเลยโทษวะ ไม่ฟาวได้ไงเออกรรมการบอกเอ้ยไม่ฟาวไอเวนหัวทอกอีบักฮาเอ้ยเดต้ากูยิ้มเลยอ่ะฟาวได้ไงอ่ะโอ้โหเพื่อนเออเฮ้ยไม่ฟาวได้ไงอ่ะโอ้โหกรรมการส้นตีนมากเพื่อนๆนี่มันเป็นอย่างเงี้ยพรีเมียร์ลีกอะแม่งมันไม่ฟาวได้ไงอ่ะพี่รัตพลเนาะอะไรอ่ะครับไม่ห่าไม่ฟาวงานหยาบนะ18 นาทีนะเพื่อนยังศูนย์เหมือนเดิมนะครับอืมไม่ฟาวนะอือหือกรรมการพรีเมียร์ลีกแม่งก็เป็นอย่างนี้แหละเพื่อนๆสวัสดีนะครับเพื่อนๆพี่นะครับเข้ามาแล้วฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์ฝากกดติดตามให้ด้วยนะครับเพื่อนๆต้อนรับสู่ช่องไลฟ์สปอร์ตครับต้องเชียร์บอลนั้นเพื่อนก็คู่อื่นผมไม่ค่อยได้มาหรอกเพื่อนผมไม่ค่อยว่างมันจะเน้นมาคู่อาร์เซนอลเป็นหลักนั้นเพื่อนก็ขออภัยแฟนทีมอื่นด้วย วงการเดินป่าดราม่าหนักเลยทำไมอ่ะพี่มีอะไรอ่ะมีดราม่าอะไรพี่ผมไม่รู้เรื่องเลยอ่ะผมไม่ค่อยดราม่าอะไรอ่ะพี่ไปแล้วซาก้าเอาไว้เตะมุมไว้มีอะไรอ่ะพี่วงการเดินป่าวงการผมซะด้วยมีอะไรหรอเพื่อนวงการเดินป่ามีบาดราม่าหนัก มีอะไรพี่ผมไม่รู้นะผมอาจจะไม่ใช่วงการเดินป่าโดยตรงผมอาจจะเป็นแนวแบบสายเต็นท์ไง ใช่ไหมล่ะผมเป็นแนวแบบสายแคมปิ้งไงผมก็ไม่ได้โดนดราม่าไม่ได้สายป่าโดยตรงอยู่แล้วไงผมสายแคมปิ้ง เรื่องเสียงดังกับขยะแล้วการจัดการประมาณนี้ที่ไหนอะครับพี่มันที่ไหนอะมันที่ไหนอะพี่หลายที่เลยอะที่เป็นป่าตลาดอ๋อครับอ๋อสวยไปแล้วอ๋อแต่ไปอุทยานเลยเอ้าทอซ้ายยิงเรียบร้อยไอ้เฮียชนเสาโอ้โหไอ้เฮียเอ้ยโอ้โหเฮียไม่เข้าเฉยโอ้โห นี่อ่ะเพื่อนแม่งเสือกชนเสาอีก ยังไม่ฟาวได้ไงอ่ะมันโดนเข่าอ่ะเอาจริงๆเข่ามันโดนนะตกใจจนลืมตัวใจจนลืม แน่นอนแน่นอนอยู่ เอาเอเซ่เอเซ่ยิงเอ้ยเอ้ยเอเซ่เอเซ่มึงเดี๋ยวเฮ้ยแต่เอาเอเต้ยิงเรียบร้อยโอ้โหเชี่ยดิโป๊กเฮียมึงเหนียวจริงโอ้โหเฮียเอเต้โอ้โหเนี่ยแล้วดูดิเอเซ่เนี่ยเซฟเฉยเอเซ่โอ้เอเซ่ไอ้ชาดโอ้โหดูดิเพื่อนมันน่าเข้าอ่ะค่าทุกเพนนีใช่อ่ะดิเอเซ่อะคุ้มอยู่แล้วพี่โอ้โหคาราฟี่ทุ่มโคตรไกลเลยเอาเอเซ่โอเคลุยไหมชูเมนดี้ออกซ้ายไปที่ดีแคไลท์ครับแคไลท์เปิดออกไปสวยครับเอาแล้วทิมเบอร์เปิดเอาเตะมุมไปเองสัตว์เกี่ยวนะไอ้เหี้ยตังโมไม่ได้จุดโทษได้ไงวะเข่าแม่งกระแทกเต็มเหรอไอ้เหี้ยจังหวะนี้มันปกติมันให้ไม่ใช่หรอแล้วอยู่ดีแม่งไม่ให้เราได้ไงอ่ะคุยหัวเผือกเกมอยู่กับเราแล้วนั่นแหละประเด็นนะดิไอ้อยู่กับเราอยู่ไอ้ผ่ายแต่แม่งเอาเอเซ่โอ้โหเฮ้ยมึงพูดผิดทอซาระยะแต่ทอซามงเปิดไม่ได้ทอซาเมื่อกี้เอาแก้สกอร์ด้วย ขอโทษดีไป0-0เฉยเลยขอโทษผมก็ว่าลืมขอโทษครับชั่วโมงผ่านไปนะเพื่อนโอ้ไปแล้วซาก้าไปซาก้าพาจีเข้ามาแล้วไอ้ก่อเขตโทษยิงเลยโอ้โหติดเซฟอีกแล้วโอ้โหนิโป๊กสวยไปเว้ยมันไม่มีแล้วอ่ะเพื่อนเนี่ย มาเอา
Tomato 1-0. That's it. One of the big men, 6'6" of Ultimata, with a German firepower up front from Newcastle. The big money expenditure, like Mr. Hogan said earlier, might be the best signing of all time, and he's certainly proving that. It's Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. Go all that. You're so close to getting a goal, but when you don't, it's somehow you
เฮ้ยเรียบร้อยเลยเฮีย1-0โอ้โหเพื่อนโอ้โหเย็ดเปียกเอ้ยไอ้โม่งเป็นไรเรียบร้อยครับ1-0โอ้โหเรียบร้อยเพื่อนๆโอ้โหไอ้เหี้ยอีเวนเนอร์ไอ้โย่งไอ้สัตว์มึงเปรี้ยวนั่งเหรอโย่งมันมาจากทีมอะไรวะเพื่อนๆไอ้คนเยอรมันด้วยเหรอให้ทีมอะไรอะตุตการ์ด เว้ยลุยกันต่อเว้ยเซนอลเราได้โดนยิงซาลิบาเจ็บวะกันตาจำลองยังไม่หายเจ็บตุ๊กก็ยังไม่หายเว้ยซาก้ากรรมการแม่งเหี้ยยิบหายเลยว่ะ ห้อย เอาไงวะเพื่อนเอาเว้ยเพื่อนๆมาสู้กันต่อเว้ยเซนอลเราลูกเดียวเองเพื่อนเห็นไลท์คาราฟิโอลี่ชูมินเบนดี้เปิดออกไปมงแล้วเอาโอ้โหฟาวอันบอลนี่ใช่วะเนี่ยโอ้ยเวลา7 นาที
To get in, Burn came across in the end. Joelinton brought the ball.
เอามาเพื่อน
Pretty timid from Saka to try and keep the ball for his side actually in the box. Newcastle still in their own half trying to play almost what looks to be a little bit of tick attack. And Gordon's knocked the ball around Saka and then gone down.
He knew he wasn't going to get on the end of his own ball then.
Well, I thought he was. I think that's the daftest thing. I think he is going to get there. And yet he's decided to go down. Saka, I don't even think it's a foul to be honest. Saka's not done it wrong. He's just stood still.
Yeah, I think no, I'm not having that.
It's a silly decision, isn't it?
No, ridiculous. Do you know what? He's come a cropper with a couple of decisions and been sent off, hadn't he?
Yeah.
But he's that mindset now. Everything gets given. He needs to have a word with himself, Anthony Gordon. Stop going down. You know, I felt that he thought he'd overcooked his little touch there.
ไปเปิดขึ้นเลยโยคาเลส
Poor that.
Long ball into the box. On for
สวยไปแล้วทิมเบอร์ไปทิมเบอร์เอาลื่น
pass out to on the right hand side, overlapping run or underlapping run I should say from Gyökeres. He's gone away from Tonali, lovely feet from Saka. How that's not been given as a foul is beyond me. Jared Gillett, this might be one of the worst 45 minutes from a referee I think I've ever seen. That being said, he did actually give the penalty to his credit. Eze,
because it was clear cut.
Weird, isn't it? Trossard out to Calafiori on the left hand side, 1v1 with Livramento. He's going to cut inside though. Nice little pass to Gyökeres who tries to slot it into Trossard, not to be. Thiaw can play it back to Pope and shows Murphy how it's done.
Well, it's like he's never kicked a ball, Jared Gillett. It's like I want a referee who sort of understands the game a bit. I don't feel he does, you know.
Calafiori, as mentioned rugby earlier, he's hit 3 points.
Yeah, big up and under there, and much to the delight of the home fans.
Down the goal.
Yeah, don't know which row that's in. It's quite steep. Might go beyond the rows there at St James's Park.
เอาสวยไป
Mikel Arteta won't be happy with the.
Isn't he? His team have been the better side. That's why I've been the most. They probably.
ไปฟาวอีก
Oh yeah.
โอ้ยเฮีย
They played really well. They maybe.
ดีจริง
Like I said, plenty of chances. Pope's made a couple of saves. The woodwork saved them, and then weird VAR referee,
ไป
which again will be the
กา
talk
รแม่งส้นตีน
match
จ
of the
ริง
day tonight. I am sure.
Bit of a scrappy back and forth in midfield, which we saw quite a lot of after the penalty decision. The game has calmed down and become a little bit more fluid, certainly from Arsenal's point of view. Newcastle's opportunities to get the ball forward have been few or far between. They've only had 5 touches in the opposition box compared to Arsenal's 20
โอ้ย
minutes ago. We are 4.5 minutes
ตั้ง
into
แต่
7.
โดนนำนี่อาร์เซนอลดูเปรี้ยๆไปว่ะ
Although you think 7 minutes might be enough for another one to be.
เปรี้ยๆไปว่ะอาร์เซนอลเรา
That's up to the referee. With the strange decision he's made this afternoon. Trossard dropping deep to get on the ball, spreads it out to Zubamendi, who's going to have to chase it. Wasn't the best pass from the Belgian. He instantly wants to check back onto his left foot, which unfortunately means he's going to have to go backwards a little bit. Rice, Arsenal still in their own half. Long ball forward from Rice is blocked at source by Voltemada, which means Gordon, who's definitely playing as a left wing back, can get onto it. Forward for Tonali. Tonali's forced to check back by good defensive work from Saka, who actually came through as a left wing back, I believe, didn't he, at Arsenal when he broke through as a teenager. So he's not short of defensive capability. He's played that position, I believe, for England in the Euros when they, I say, or when we had picked up a red card. Dan Burn in his own corner flag, so goes for another wedge forward. Voltemada gets the first touch, flicks it on, and maybe something for Livramento of all people to get on the end of, but Mosquera plays it back to Calafiori, who goes back to his Spanish goalkeeper.
Well, funny for Arsenal, Thierry Henry used to be a fullback, didn't he, before he converted to being a striker, yeah.
Gareth Bale.
Yeah.
Plenty of good wingers that have done it, but...
Well, of course, Spurs can't win a game if Gareth Bale's playing. That used to be the thing.
Yeah.
If he starts, oh, they won't win.
Eze on halfway, back to Gabriel. Gabriel's got time and space to get his head up. Newcastle, aren't interested in pressing. They're just going to make it difficult for Arsenal to play that fast, fluid football that they want to. That being said, they're doing it now. Lovely passenger play forward. Gyökeres 30 yards out. He's trying to spread it out to Saka. Has done so. Good control from Saka. Burn gets a good foot in. It was initially really good control from Saka, and then his second touch. I'm not even sure he had one. It was just poor.
Before the pass to Gyökeres, I'm thinking, why is Botman not picking him up?
Yeah.
And he's constantly just stood in the middle of the centre backs, and I'm thinking, well, why don't you mark him? And you might stop him getting on the ball. I don't really get what Newcastle are doing.
Long ball into the box. It's going to be easily headed away by the tallest figure on the pitch of Dan Burn to the second tallest figure on the pitch, Voltemada. In the end, controls it well. Tonali, Joe Linton, now Gordon on this left-hand side, running forward into the half of the away side. 3 seconds left of this 7. Newcastle are in attacking position though, so Jared Gillett's going to play a bit more time. Murphy into the box, maybe across an opportunity. If he goes any further back now, surely time will be called. He goes for a cross to the back post. That's going to go all the way out for a throw-in, and that will be that in this first half. 52 minutes of it. It's Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0.
จบแล้วเพื่อน
It's half time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Jared Gillett pointed to the spot as Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact. Decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemada, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Jared Gillett pointed to the spot.
จบกันจบเจ้าไม่แล้วหรือ
Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemada, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Jared Gillett pointed to the spot as Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemada, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Judge pointed to the spot as Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemade, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Judge pointed to the spot as Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemade, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Judge pointed to the spot as Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard
เซ็งเลยว่ะเพื่อน
then Nick Voltemade, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half time at St
ก็
James's
จบ
Park.
แล้วเพื่อนครึ่งแรก
1, Arsenal 0.
ไอรอนตามนิวคาสเซิลอยู่ 1-0
They look like they've got a stonewall penalty.
รอลุ้นครึ่งหลังแล้วนะเพื่อนมาสวัสดีครับพี่จักริน
As Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemade, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Judge pointed to the spot as Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemade, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Judge pointed to the spot
เซ็งแล้วพี่จักรินเปลี่ยนสกอร์หน้าจอด้วยเปลี่ยนไม่เอาไม่อยากเปลี่ยนอ่ะ
There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And
เซ็งอ
the
ยู่
rest is history. Trossard
เปลี่ยน
off
เล
the
ย
post, but then Nick Voltemade, a header from close range, gave Newcastle
ไม่
the
อยาก
lead.
เปลี่ยนเลย
It's half time at St James's Park.
อัปโปได
Newcastle 1,
อัปโปได
Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a
สวัสดีครับพี่จักริน
Judge pointed to the spot as
เป็นไงบ้างอุดรหนาวไหม
to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemade, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Judge pointed to the spot as Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemade, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Judge pointed to the spot as Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemade, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Judge pointed to the spot as Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemade, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Judge pointed to the spot as Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemade, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half-time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a penalty. Jared Gillett pointed to the spot. As Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post.
เต็งระวังเพื่อน เอาไงกันดีวะคุณพัทสวัสดีครับ ไม่จุดโทษได้ไงเนี่ยนั่นดิน้องพัทจ๋าอันนี้ก็ผมก็ไม่รู้เหมือนกันนะมันควรจะจุดโทษก็ไม่จุดโทษตั้งแต่โดนยิงนำ 1-0 ก็เป๋ไปเลยอาร์เซนอลAnd the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemade, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half-time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Judge as Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemade อาจจะฉลองช่องครบ 4,000 ซับสักหน่อย
gave Newcastle the lead. It's half-time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Jared Gillett pointed to the spot. As Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemade, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half-time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Jared Gillett pointed to the spot. As Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR
ฝากด้วยเพื่อนฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์ฝากกดติดตามด้วยนะครับเพื่อน
And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemade, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half-time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Jared Gillett pointed to the spot. As Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemade, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half-time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Jared Gillett pointed to the spot. As Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemade, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half-time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Jared Gillett pointed to the spot. As Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemade, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half-time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Jared Gillett pointed to the spot. As Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look.
กดไลค์คนที่ 9 กดไลค์2 เครื่อง ขอบคุณครับน้องพัดครับขอบคุณครับ
It's half-time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Jared Gillett pointed to the spot. As Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. and the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemada, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half-time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Judge Gillette pointed to the spot as Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemada, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half-time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Judge Gillette pointed to the spot as Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but VAR decided that the referee needed to take a second look. And the rest is history. Trossard a shot off the post, but then Nick Voltemada, a header from close range, gave Newcastle the lead. It's half-time at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. The Gunners will feel aggrieved at that. They look like they've got a stonewall penalty. Judge Gillette pointed to the spot
รอแป๊บนะครับเพื่อน
as Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope.
เรียวนี่ก็อาจจะ
ดูเนี่ย
ใจว่ามันมีอะไรมาโดนนะมันก็
ทิ้งตัวเลยกลายเป็นอย่างนั้นไปก็ไม่ฟาวล์พี่เมย์ลูกนี้กาเบรียลตัดสินใจผิดพลาด
คือ
พี่
จังหวะแบบเนี้ยผู้เล่นมันจะรู้
ครับ
เป็นกองหลังกองหน้าเนี่ยลูกกลางอากาศเนี่ยมือมันเล่นไม่ได้อยู่แล้ว
อืม
เราจะเห็นว่าไม่ต้องในเขตโทษหรือโหม่งเข้านี่หรอกขึ้นไปพร้อมกันถ้ารู้สึกว่ามีมือแตะหลังเนี่ยมันก็ทิ้งตัวล้มเลยส่วนใหญ่ผู้ตัดสินก็จะให้
ครับ
แต่จังหวะเนี้ยมันไม่ได้มีการผลักออกไปไง
อ่า
ก็แค่นิดนึง
มือแบบ
ไม่ใช่แบบ
ตั้งขึ้นมา
ปุ๊บแล้วก็
ไม่ได้
ขึ้นไป
ยืดแขนเข่าออกไป
จากแอคชั่นที่วอเตอร์มาเดอร์ทำให้เห็นนะครับ ซึ่งกาเบียนเนี่ยด้วยความคุ้นชินไง พอโดนแตะปุ๊บกูล้มเลยดีกว่า
ทิ้งตัวดีกว่า
มันก็มีโอกาสที่จะเป็นลูกฟาวล์ได้
อืม
แต่เหมือนเดิมคุณไม่สามารถที่จะไปเดาใจผู้ตัดสินได้
ใช่
ตราบใดที่ผู้ตัดสินเขาไม่ได้เป่าเนี่ยคุณต้องเล่น
มันก็ไม่ฟาวล์
ใช่ แล้วก็คุณไปเดาใจผู้ตัดสินเนี่ยมันไม่ใช่แล้ว
มันเสี่ยง
คุณต้องเล่นก่อน
อ่า
ฟุตบอลเนี่ยเล่นให้จบไปเลย
ให้จบช็อตนั้นไปก่อ
แต่
น
ว่าไงก็ว่าตามกัน คุณ
ครับ
ไปตัดสินแทนผู้ตัดสินไม่ได้
เออ
เพราะว่าคุณเถียงทั้งชีวิตก็ไม่ชนะ เพราะฉะนั้นคุณไม่มีสิทธิ์ที่จะไปทึกทักเอาเอง
ใช่ใช่
ถูกไหม
คือ
เคยเห็นใครเถียงผู้ตัดสินแล้วชนะไหม
ไม่มี
เพราะฉะนั้นลูกแบบเนี้ยคุณต้องเล่นก่
อา
อ
จ
น
จะมีเมียผู้ตัดสิน
ต้องเล่นก่อน สมมุติว่าเขาแตะหลังคุณก็ดันขึ้นไปหรือ
ใช่ไหม
พยายามเล่นก่อนแล้ว
หรือพยายามทำให้เขาเสีย
เดี๋ยวเขา
จังวะ
เห็นแล้วแต่นี่คุณเลือกที่คุณไม่เล่นต่อ ไม่เล่นต่อแล้วเขามองว่าไม่ฟาวล์
อืม
คนที่เสียเปรียบก็คืออาร์เซนอล
ซึ่งผู้เล่นอย่างระดับกาเบรียลเนี่ยประสบการณ์สูงอยู่แล้วด้วยนะ
อืม
ลูกนี้ซื้อเลย
เขาเลือก
เขาเลือกแบบนี้เพราะฉะนั้น
อืม
ก็ต้องรับไปว่าโอเคไม่ฟาวล์ช็อตแบบนี้ทีนี้ครึ่งหลังแม่พี่กบเกมมันเนี่ยอาร์เตต้าเขาบอกเฮ้ยฉันบุกแล้วนะเธ
ผม
อ
ว่าโดยรูปเกมโดยโอกาสเนี่ยอาร์เซนอลทำได้ดีเลยนะ
ครับ
แต่ว่าดวงไม่มี
อืม
จังหวะการยิงของทรอสซาร์ที่
ชนเสา
ชนเสาหรือ
เอเซ่
ว่าโอกาสก่อนหน้านี้แต่โป๊ปเขายืนตำแหน่งดี
ครับ
งั้นถ้าซาก้าไปได้บ่อยๆ แดนเบิร์นก็อาจจะมีปัญหา
อืม
แล้วจะเห็นได้ว่าพังดี
Like they've got a stonewall penalty. Judge Gillette pointed to the spot as Victor Gyökeres looked to be brought down by Nick Pope. There was minimal contact, but
ออกแป๊บนึงนะเพื่อนรอช่วงพักครึ่ง
needed to take a second look. Right, we're back. That was a really exciting first half. We're hoping for a bit more of the same. Any more drama? Well, I guess it's on its way. I think they're already extending the highlights of Match of the Day tonight to talk about the first half. Anyway, I'm John Hogan. I'm joined by Kieran Shelley. We're hoping for more goal math action in the second half, and I'm sure the Arsenal fans would be all over that. As Tino Livramento ball to the box. Jacob Murphy now. What's his cutback like? He's not very good. Oh, it's all been cleared. Oh, and it's toe poked. Hit the frame of the goal. Flag had gone up anyway. Saved the blushes of Voltemada. Could easily been two that.
It could, and it's danger straight away for Arsenal. Murphy is offside. And he plays the ball across. Yeah, Saliba just doesn't deal with it. He's just come on the pitch, and Voltemada, well, his blushes are spared thanks to the fact that his teammate was offside. Why on earth he's gone to hit it like that, I don't know. I mean, he's off balance, he's fallen over, he's got timber coming across. There's maybe a lot of things for him to think about, but a striker of his standard should be absolutely belting that into the back of the net, no issues.
Yeah, the flag spared the blushes of Voltemada. You know, if anything, he caught that ball too flush, didn't he? But
almost too well.
Yeah. Anyway,
If she's 30 yards out, it goes in the top corner.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Trossard volleys the ball forward. Why is it that Trossard plays better off the bench than he
ส่งบรรยากาศลง สิน้องพัด
Martinelli looking on
แต่ต้องดูว่าเซนอนจะแก้เกมยังไง
I
อะ
like Trossard though. I think he's a really good
He's a
player.
tidy player.
Yeah, he's
Very smart.
But it's Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0, and the game, the second half started like the end of the first half. It's absolutely 90 miles an hour.
แก้ยังไงก็แก้เว้ยเอาหน่อยเว้ยครึ่งหลังต้องปลุกเต็มสูบนะ
I'm sure he's quick once he does, but
แก้ไม่ได้นะ
on the half turn there, he's not exactly Alexander Isak. Very different player though, and he, like I said, he might end up being a better player than he might be a better player now, or a better.
ห้ามแพ้เด็ดขาดนะครับ
We'll see, won't we? Anyway, ball cleared away. Gyökeres lovely little ball is inside. As he needs to get involved a little bit more. Trossard can't get there as the ball is spooned up in the air by Livramento. Cleared his lines. That's all he wanted to do there, and David Rao's happy to let that ball bounce out for a goal kick. So 1-0, and to the home team. I think, the Newcastle fans gave them a good round of applause on the way out. They fought, but you can see that Arsenal have got quality about them, you know.
Yeah. I mean, Newcastle applied good pressure. They've probably arguably had the two most clear-cut chances to score. Little chance maybe there for Saka to take the ball off of Nick Pope, but no, Arsenal
cรึ่งหลัง
still bank on
ตอนจะ
themselves
มาแล้ว
in this game. It doesn't look like they're gonna just fold easily. They never do under Mikel Arteta, and they look very likely to score in the first half. And they should have had a penalty really, and you would have thought that Gyökeres or Saka, whoever would have taken it, would have put it away.
Yeah, there are all sorts of different viewpoints in the office about whether it was or wasn't a penalty, which leads us down the same alley that we were walking down, which is that given that we didn't know, you let the referee's on-field decision stand.
Absolutely.
So anyway, enough about that. Timber will take the throw.
เอ้าเฮ้ย
We thought he had a good half, kept Gordon
เอ้า
quiet.
เฮียอะไรของมึงเนี่ยภาพมันตัดช้าจังอะ
Saliba who's on now
อืม
for Mosquera. Declan Rice then picks the ball up.
ใช่วะ
In his game.
ทำไมภาพมันตัดมาช้าจังอะ
Mendy been a little bit quiet as well. Odegaard, the captain, is on the bench. But anyway, little give and go there. Saliba just getting a few touches. Welcome to the game.
เกือบโดนประตูที่สองไอ้สัตว์เมื่อกี้
Zubimendi on the
เกือบ
ball.
ไปแล้ว
Supposed to bring control and all that. And I guess to some degree he does, but not done a right lot today. Good looking ball pinged out to the right hand side, picked up by Timber. He cut aside Gordon. He just about gets it done. Lays the ball back now. Rice the edge of the area on a clunky ball, but able to run free. Finds Gabriel Magalhaes now. Ball back in his inside again. Zubimendi. Little step over. He's got time on the ball, but if all you're going to do is chop it back, then it doesn't really matter, does it? Needs to do a little bit more, Zubimendi. Anyway, ball out to left. Calafiori pulls it back.
เป็นไงบอลเพื่อนเราวันนี้
Ball rolled through the middle for
จะรอดปะ
Saliba.
เนี่ย
Invites him to get in his
เต็ง
bike.
อยู่เนี่ยเฮียเอ้ยจะรอดปะวะเนี่ยเพื่อน
Good luck touch there by Eze, takes him away from Joel Linton. Ball out to right for Timber. Gordon just left him to his own devices for a second. Timber then tries to sweep one through. Joel Linton stands up, and then comes Saliba. He wins the ball. Arsenal parked. Zubimendi now a little shift of feet, and again a sideways pass. Finds Calafiori. You're not just going to sling it in. There's no point. They need to play their way through these guys. As Newcastle just stoic. 2 or 3 lines of black and white shirts. As Calafiori now is invited to run forward, puts the ball in. There's a header from Gyökeres, but again he was the meat in the sandwich and he couldn't get what he wanted out of that. Again, his game showing for the ball there, but just a sort of blind flicked ball in from the flank. He's not really going to help him out, is it?
No, Gyökeres did well, I think, to actually get his head on it. He's won his side of corner as well, and like you say, he was sort of squished between a couple of players, and so I think he's done really well.
Yeah, did the best he could,
get the
but
best out of that.
anyway, so set piece. Here they are. They're magic at them. Declan Rice delivers a good ball in. So this will be a good opportunity for them. You would have thought. Anyway, great backdrop that to stand behind him. Anyway, lots of pushing and shoving as the ball comes in. Again, it bounces in the box. It's not great defending that, but eventually the ball just took clear in the half volley. There was lots of toing and throwing in the box. Plenty of contact. Long ball there for Arsenal and an easy pickup for Pope. Yeah, whenever.
เมื่อไหร่เราจะหาแบบกองหน้าเหมือนทีเรียองลีได้ไหมสัตว์แม่งโคตรเก่งเลยคนเฮียเลยวันนี้เมื่อกี้ผมลงคลิปช็อตทีเรียองลีไปนะเพื่อนไปดูได้นะเพื่อนเมื่อกี้ผมแบบเห็นเกมนี้แล้วผมก็เลยหาคลิปที่เรียองลีมาลงนะไปดูได้นะชื่อคลิปว่าไอออนเดเรนะอองลีย้ายทีมอาร์เซนอลครั้งแรกนะเพื่อน
but they need to get their key cogs on the ball a little bit more. You know, we want to see Eze Saka at the edge of the area. We don't really want to see Zubimendi padding the ball back at the halfway line, do we? So that's what they need to get right. Newcastle don't need to do anything. They're a goal to the good. Just need to keep them
มาอยู่แก๊งวันเสาร์ด้วยกันไหมไม่พี่อภพลโอ้โหผมลืมไปแล้วเนี่ยสวัสดีครับพี่อันทีไงตุ๊กเชียร์เหนื่อยอีกแล้วนั่นเราอะเจอนิวในบ้านมีอะไรกรรมการแม่งห่วยแตกเข้าข้ามมันทุกทีโอ้โหผมลืมไปแล้วเนี่ยผมลืมสวัสดีนะพี่สมัครผมขออภัยโอ้ยผมลืมไปเลยเนี่ยผมลืมไปแล้วผมนึกว่าพี่หายไปซะแล้วเนี่ยพี่อภพลไม่เดี๋ยวไม่ค่อยมาดูผมเลยนะอย่างว่านะผมไม่ค่อยไลฟ์ลิเวอร์พูลแวร์เข้าใจได้นะ
Yeah, what's happened to the game? It's gone super scrappy, Kieran. I think that we had such a good first half.
ตรงนี้ทำงานประจำมาเพื่อนอยากเที่ยวบ่อยด้วยช่วงนี้ ติดเที่ยวผมอะติดเที่ยวไม่ค่อยได้ไลฟ์พยายามหาโซลูชันลงตัวอยู่พยายามหาช่วงนี้กำลังติดสาวอยู่เพื่อนถ้าผมมาบ้างส่วนใหญ่ผมจะมาคู่อาร์เซนอลตรงนี้ติดสาวอยู่เต้าอ่ะเต้าดิ
Poor touch from Eze. Joelinton takes it off him. Here's an opportunity. Finds Murphy's very narrow in the centre circle. Scrapes good ball left hand side. First touch from.
อุตส่าห์จะฉลอง 4,000 ซับมาเนี่ยเพื่อนๆอาทิตย์นี้เพิ่งได้ 4,000 ซับเนี่ยเดี๋ยวภายในเดือนนี้แหละจะ 5,000 แล้วเดี๋ยวจบสิ้นปีนี้แหละจะ10,000 ซับให้ดูเลยเพื่อนๆอาจจะฉลอง 4,000 ซับหน่อย
Take Dan Burn into the box. Look at Gordon, desperate to get back. He's too late. Ball back with Declan Rice at the edge of the area now. Leandro Trossard left hand side. Puts across it. Shot comes in.
จริงจังแล้วผม
And he catches it too flush there. He can't scrape his.
วันนี้โดนอาร์เซนอลยับแล้ว
So far this match, he's fantastic. He's everywhere. It's about the third volley he's had as well.
ไปแล้ว
That poor. It just comes off his shin. He's off balance.
อ้าวเยี่ยลูกบอลมันมี2ลูกวะโอเค
Just look at this chance. It's a wonderful pass from Gordon. You just wonder. I mean, well, there's a
ไอ้ทอซาต้องส่งมาเตียรี่ลงมาปะวะเฮ้ยเอเซ่เฮ้ยสวยไปแล้วครับบูโยซาก้าจีเข้าไปบูโยซาก้าจีโตเปิดเข้าในเดแคลไลเอาไงทอซาปล่อยวิทอซาเข้าซ้ายแล้วเปิดเข้าไปเอเซ่ยิงอุ้ยโอเคนั่นเด็ดมิสมัครนั่นเด็ดพี่ก็คิดเหมือนผมก็คิดเหมือนพี่เนี่ยแหละพี่สมัครพี่ก็คิดเหมือนผมก็คิดเหมือนพี่เนี่ย
He's off balance, hangs the leg out, doesn't he? And Livramento goes down. I've seen more cynical things in this game that haven't been given a card. Anyway, it is a free kick. Newcastle grab a second goal. They'll be sitting pretty, I think. They got all that height about him. It's no great angle for Tonali, but he can put the ball in and expect the big men at the edge of the box to head it back into the mixer, I think. I doubt you're going to get a goal direct from a header here, but anyway, we'll see. Dan Burn Wants it the far post. Can Tonali deliver? Well, he lays the ball back and makes a better angle. The ball's headed away by Saliba, and the ball picked up then by Anthony Gordon. Yeah, not the best set piece. Gordon now will take on Saka. Just lays the ball back. Joe Linton, an opportunity now. Great footwork, and he fizzes a shot just wide. Made up his mind. He scraped his shot. Somebody gambling running in might have had a tap in there.
Yeah, indeed. I don't think it would have been. It would have been outrageous for someone to try and get across and get a touch. It looks like a shot though, the way he's hit it.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I think maybe you want one of your attacking players to maybe having a sniff at that.
Yep, maybe that just too hard. It's like a hybrid shot come cross kind of thing. No doubt he was going for goal, but he hit it that poorly. It made you think somebody might get on the end of it. But anyway, still 1-0 to Newcastle, and the Magpies. Well, they're a dynamic team. They've grabbed their goal.
อีกแล้วกอดอนมาฉลอง10,000ซับแจกอะไรดีอะลองทุ่มทุนซื้อสายคล้องคอของปืนใหญ่ก็ดีนะทีมใหญ่แพ้หลายทีมยกเว้นแมนซิตี้ไปดูเมื่อคืนไหมล่ะไบรตันโดนเตะเต็มหัวกรรมการไม่ให้ คิดเอาวีคนี้จุดโทษออกยากแพ้เป็นพระชนะเป็นไหมลิเวอร์พูลโอ้เอาเว้ยพี่สักการินกับพี่อภพลตีกันแล้วเว้ยผมชอบสวัสดีครับพี่สักการินประเดิมก่อนเลยเพิ่งต่อย3-1ผมจำบรรยากาศนี้ได้เลยพี่ประพลกับพี่สักการินตีกันเนี่ย ผมเป็นกรรมการนะ
He likes a bit of dynamism. What they're doing at the moment is Trossard's on the ball, looks for an early ball, raking across. Going to be difficult to get that over the head of Dan Burn. He heads it away. For me, I think Arsenal need to gamble a little bit more here with bodies forward. They don't. I think the formation's all right. They've got enough attacking players. Maybe a bit too patient. Anyway, Gabriel's on the ball. Newcastle all ferried back. Calafiori on it. It's a good ball to Trossard. He made a little room for himself. Ball gets caught in his feet. He's lucky there with the ball that came off Livramento back to Calafiori. Magalhaes on the ball.
กับเขาเป็นหรอโธ่พาเลตนะพี่เดี๋ยวเกินใช่มันไม่แพ้ใครมาตั้งหลายนัดแล้วนาวทำเป็นเล่นเลยพาเลตเนี่ยเพื่อน
Out his feet. Timber. Saka, there are two there. Ball back to Eze, gets it out of his feet. An opportunity for him, looking for a given goal. Ball breaks back. Zubimende chips it into the box, and there's the head. Oh, what a save! Timber in the box there, and I thought he'd scored. Nick Pope just clawing that one away with his fingertips.
That is an unbelievable save from Nick Pope. Not the first time he's made it, and Eze again linking up. Lovely little cute pass over the top from Zubimende, and I think the whole of St James's Park think Urian Timbers put the ball in the back of the net for 1-1. Nick Pope has other ideas. It's reminiscent of Gordon Banks against Pele, dare I say. I don't think it's ridiculously far away from that sort of save. Great work from him. Similar in action.
ไม่ต้องห่วงพี่อภพลเดี๋ยวผมหาอะไรมาแจกแน่พี่ต้องห่วง
Trossard's fuming. He's screaming at the referee saying it should be a penalty.
ผมไม่อยากแจกอยู่แล้วพี่ เอ้าเป็นนี่เอ้า
Well,
เฮ้ยมงเฮ้ยนิกโบมึงเซฟอีกแล้วโอ้ไอ้เหี้ย
But let's take a look.
He's gone down. Oh, that's all I can remember.
Right.
Oh.
Okay.
Do me a favour.
Well, he finds hands in the back of him there. But again, it's one of those.
It's not a push, is it?
No, yeah, you've got to be stronger. And that little fall over is very much like the fall over of Gabriel in the first half, isn't it?
Identical.
With the Voltemada header. You're not going to get that, you know, and nobody's going to overturn anything. And even if the referee does give that, I think VAR would be in its rights to say no, it's not enough. So I don't think you get that. And he had no right then to be quite so annoyed. And you must know yourself, you know, what you're railing against there. It's like we've all seen it, mate. You try to kid. Anyway, Newcastle do some defending. They've done that well enough there. The ball goes back from Malik Dior to Pope. Takes his time. Allows himself to get close down a little bit there. Anyway, ball just hoofed out by Pope, who has made some good saves today. He's been on his A game. He'd be a contender, man of the match, I think, at the minute. Some good performance.
แต่ก็ยอมรับสิของพี่อะโปรแกรมน้อยกว่าผมทำรายการชนะนัดเป็นนัดเก็บตัวยุโรปเว้ยน่าจะเปลี่ยนโค้ดมากกว่าอยากได้อันเนอร์ผมว่าดิรู้ดิเมื่อคืนทีมใหญ่โดนกันเป็นแถวเลยมีเรือใบเดี๋ยวอย่าตามเขาไปในลิเวอร์พูลสะดุดแล้วครับอยากได้ชาบี้มาคุมทีม
Timbers played well. Saka on the ball here, trying to get rid of Gordon. Easier said than done. He's all over him like a rash, but
อย่างว่าแล้วเมื่อคืนในนี่นะเพื่อน
ball out of his feet. Declan Rice to Calafiori over the halfway line now, left hand side. Ball back in his inside.
ชาบี้ไหนอะชาบี้เฮร์นันเดสหรือชาบี้อลองโซ่
Comes back out with the ball. Saliba then to Eze.
คืนก็มันนะเมื่อคืนอ่ะเมื่อคืนหนูไปเที่ยวมานั่งดูอยู่
Can he get a cross in? Yes, he can. Ball bounces in the box. Calafiori brings it under control-ish. Declan Rice at the edge of the area. And then it all goes a little bit quiet against Zubimendi again to Eze. He cuts past Tonali, left foot onto right foot. The ball laid back by Gyökeres is not the best, but Arsenal will retrieve it. Watching Eze, just two-footed balance is beautiful watching him, you know. Didn't quite work out that time. Arsenal looking good here, but can they get back in the game? Playing some nice football. I think they just need a little bit of luck, to be honest, Kieran.
I'd agree.
ไปเว้ยเฟื่อเว้ยอาร์เซนอล
All the right things in
เพื่อนๆฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์ด้วยอ่ะ
At the moment, they've got Newcastle under the car.
อาร์เซนอลสู้เว้ย
To be honest, you won't be daft putting money on Arsenal perhaps winning this game.
No, I wouldn't put anybody off. I think Newcastle have just sat back because they're on a lead.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because they're getting pushed back because Arsenal are that good. I think it's like a conscious decision. But maybe they drew the little bit of time they haven't spent. Here's the ball through the back. But Teo will pick it up. Gyökeres the meat and the sandwich again there. But this time he couldn't get much on it. Yeah, they might rue a bit of wasted time, Newcastle, if Arsenal then get the lead.
เอาเว้ย
You know, get one back and get momentum. But
ต้องอะไรอ่ะ
here's
วาฮิว
Rice,
โค้ช
finds
เก่าอ่ะ
Calafiori. It's all Arsenal now. Trossard on the ball. It wasn't a good ball to him, but he brings it under control. Declan Rice looking for a give goal. Little spin and turn. Zubimendi. Ball breaks to Calafiori. Gets it out of his feet.
เชื่อน้องทำทีมแบบมั่นใจที่น่าจะเคยเห็นคนผมขาวๆเคยคุมเบนฟิก้ากับเปเน่เนาะการบางคนบางทีเอาโค้ดดังโค้ดอะไรมาโค้ดแบบเอาโค้ดโนเนมมาคุมมันก็ได้นะโค้ดโนเนมแบบแข็งๆอ่ะแบบไม่ต้องยอมเลยอ่ะเพื่อนใช่ไหมล่ะโค้ดแบบแข็งๆไม่ยอมเลยอ่ะ
Waves breaking on the Newcastle beach at the minute. As again, Timber on the ball. Joe Linton and Gordon somehow come away with it, but not for long. The ball keeps coming back and just too quickly. Great play by us again. Little in and out from him. Good ball to find Saka, but there's so many black and white shirts around him. Gets the ball taken away from great play by Murphy. And here's a chance to run forward. He's outstripped the defence. He's running into the box. Real opportunity for him. He cuts back. Shot comes in, blocked away. Oh, brilliant play by Jacob Murphy. Held it up, but in the end, the defending is stellar. I think it's Declan Rice here who gets the applause. What do you think, Kieran?
I think he's going to hit it sooner. I mean, Declan Rice does well. I think it's
ต่อยังไงดีกว่าเพื่อน
I think Murphy's
ผ่ายแข่งโป๊ขนาดนี้นิวคาสเซิลแข่งโป๊ขนาดนี้จะเจาะยังไงอ่ะ
right foot quicker while Rice is running at full pace and he can flick it around him. Instead, he waits to take the shot when Rice is slowed down, which makes it easier to make the block anyway. Yeah, I mean, I was just going to say when you were mentioning that Newcastle were sat back with the lead, I was thinking, well, they'll back themselves from counter.
เซ่ไปแล้วเอาสวยซาก้าหายแล้วไงมันมาแล้วมันจะสวนแล้วเมอร์ฟี่โอเคไม่มีไรโอเคโอ้โหเกือบอีกแล้วกูอาร์เซนอลเหี้ย
Gabriel Magalhaes percentage ball. Teo picks it up again. The next 50-50 won by the men in red and white shirts. Referee's given something coming together between Dan Burn and Gabriel Magalhaes, or was it Calafiori? But anyway, which way referee has deemed it a free kick. Dan Burn was having his shirt pulled as he won his last header, and then there was a little set to between the two. And we're going to see changes now. Newcastle bringing fresh legs on.
Yeah, it's going to be Trippier for one, Elanga, and Gordon's going off. I don't think he's had his best game. He's had his usual threats in terms of pace, maybe beating a man, but not been terrific. Jacob Murphy's also going to make way. So yeah, Trippier, Anthony Elanga, and William Asula are coming on. Wonder if what Voltamado's going off. He is indeed, which I think is a strange one actually. maybe a bit more pace up front.
They're doing something different, aren't they? Changing shape and all that. Maybe you think they've nicked their goal now, and that's all they need to do. I'm not sure I approve. I think they're making themselves a little bit more defensive. Maybe looking for that counter attack.
It's a long time to hold out and not concede, isn't it?
Yeah, and it sends that message, doesn't it? That's what they're doing, which I think is the problem with that. Anyway, interesting. They might go back three now, and Livramento left and Trippier right. Dan Burn tucking in a bit. So I think that's very likely, but we'll see how they get on. They're conceding a little bit of sort of room on the inside, if you like. Good defensive header back by Trippier. First touch from him, excellent then to find Nick Pope. Still Newcastle at 1, Arsenal at 0. Eddie Howe is either changed up or changed down, depending on how you see it. He's decided that pace could be the key for them, as the ball has gone out, and it'll be Arsenal who get the throw in quite far up the field. Calafiori has the ball in hand. He struggled to score from there. He's taking his own sweet time, wasting his own time here, Calafiori. This time there's no towel to wipe the ball down, and eventually takes the throw. Ball headed back by Tio. Joe Linton wins the next header, Calafiori the next. The ball up in the air, breaks off Tonali as he gets it out of his feet. Brilliant from him. Gyökeres comes up against
ตัวคันเล็กกูก็เงียบเลยเฮีย
Then Dan Burney's going to win that ball in the air from Saka. Of course he is. And the ball, Livramento is now left wing back as Joe Linton, a turn from him, but he turns into trouble. Declan Rice picks the ball up, and then Saka forced to go backwards. Timber inside his own half, gets the ball out of his feet. So Arsenal rolling forward again. Can they make a little bit of ground up against the back three now, or back five if you like? Calafiori on the ball, but I don't think things changed that much. It's still Arsenal rolling forward. Can they get something going? Here, Zubimendi, ball straight down the middle. Dan Burn heads away. Timber runs onto the ball. Joe Linton will face him up. He gets the wrong side of him. Great play by Timber. Beats one, beats two. Then ball back and it's inside for Saka. Chance for a strike. Shot comes in. Breaks to Gyökeres. Just can't get it out of his feet. Oh, they're taking all sorts of time to clear it. Tio chops it away. Will be a corner kick. Right, we're 3/4 of the way through this game now. You're listening to independent off-tube studio commentary, and it's going to be Kieran now to take us through to full time.
Yeah, cheers, John, and it's gotten exciting. Has this one? Just getting to the business end of the competition now. 21 minutes left of regular time, and Gyökeres just couldn't get that one under control. And here comes the magic man from the bench. Has been this season anyway. Firstly, Mikel Merino is going to make way for Calafiori, and Saka, obviously coming back from injury, is also going to make way, so he's not going to play 90 minutes. So Martinelli's coming on for Saka, and then the other change was Calafiori to make way for Mikel Merino, which is strange.
เอายิงโยเคเลสโอ้โหเหี้ย
Maybe he's managing the minutes. I like that in a way. I wouldn't take Saka off. I think he's playing well.
เดี๋ยวคาราบาวครับลิเวอร์พูลเจอพาเลตอันนอนเจอไบรตันได้เวลามาร์ตี้ไปฮีโร่
Ball into the box, headed away.
เนี่ยโอ้โหจับบอลไม่ดีเสาร์อาทิตย์อยู่ช่วยพ่อแม่เก็บอัญชัน
Merino's like having a
อ๋อ
so
เผลอหลับ
and then,
Great plays, you could play anywhere on the pitch, really, that bloke.
yeah, I mean they're going for blood out. That much is true. As
เอาครับมาร์ตี้ลงแล้ว
decided to defend more, Arsenal have decided to attack a bit more.
นะครับซาก้าออกว่ะ
Box helped on by Merino. Gyökeres is going to try
I
and get
got
there.
on.
He turns and shoots, and I tell you what, Nick Pope might have thought it was going wide, but no one else in the ground did. That could have gone anywhere from Gyökeres, and it looked like it might have snuck inside. He's onside. Really smart turn, actually. In the end, it's wide by a long way, to be fair, but
Great header from Mikel Merino there to set that up, and then he's on the half volley, and it came off Joe Linton.
corner, innit?
Yeah.
Not given.
So
It has been given.
yeah, big deflection that. Otherwise, it might have been going in. Great play by Gyökeres.
Yeah, he's been really good today as well. Him and Eze, I think, have been the standouts. Declan Rice in swinger, deep in towards the back post. Nick Pope will claim comfortably under minor pressure from William Saliba, the half-time
เฮ้ย
substitute.
แค่ไล่ทุ่มแล้วเอาหน่อย
By the Gunners.
เอาหน่อยโยเคเลสเอาโยเคเลสยิงไอ้เฮียไม่ได้อีกโอ้ยชั่วโมงนี้
And Saliba
ขอบายเลยครับพาเลทแรงจัด พาเลทแรงจริงไม่แพ้ใครเลยนะ ติดไอ้โจวินตันนะไม่แพ้แค่11 นัดนะเพื่อนพาเลทอะ
whether that actually helps him out or
ไอ้เหี้ย
Burn gets isolated. Although there's no Saka now, I mean Timber overlapping. You know, Anthony Gordon was the man who was chasing back. He didn't have a great game, but he put a lot of energy into making sure that they didn't run riot, which they could have done, and they never managed to. So you know they're in a different shape now. Livramento inverting means who's going to look after Timber. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that much isn't clear. They're probably more banking on the fact that it's going to be man marking rather than having to watch the runs, as they're going to play in a very low block. Newcastle, you think? Nick Pope with his free kick forward is going to go all the way to the edge of the area for Arsenal. Out from Saliba, back in by Tonali, back out by Zubamendi. Dan Burn up for it. He gets a push from his Brazilian teammate Joe Linton. Thank you kindly. And they've allowed the ball to bounce, which might mean Gyökeres can get on it. Botman's physical with the Swedish striker. No foul, says the ref. Alanga now up against Saliba. He's won the header and down for Osula, who might have a chance on the edge of the area. Good recovery from Gabriel, though. Away for Moreno. Kill Moreno forward to Timber. You can see how much that just winning a throw-in means to Bruno Guimaraes with 17 minutes left of regular time.
Yeah, try to get the crowd involved, aren't they? The crowd always involved. At St James's Park, willing him on every touch. Livramento might run his race here, which is a big shame because a lot of the eggs were put in the basket of him being left wing back and the versatility of him to do that. He looks pretty despondent as well, the England fullback. Yeah, he looks a bit gutted, to be honest.
Yeah, they've only really got wingers or centre halves on the bench that are left. They've got Emil Kraft, Jamal Lascelles, Joe Willock, who I guess could play centrally, Lewis Miley and Harvey Barnes. You think maybe Lewis Miley might be the option, but it's a bit of a risk. Just wondering where his pain has come from. It was, yeah, Saliba coming in. Not sure if he's landed on his right leg a bit funny or if he's just, he's on his left knee actually.
Left knee, and that's how he came down. You know, a lot of his weight came down. All that pressure going through the knee there, and yeah, it's. Let's hope there's nothing too untoward, but it didn't look good, and you could tell by the concern and look on his face that that he's worried himself, the player. He's not moving, is he? That's the thing. That would suggest to me that it's one of those where I think I always say this, but it's true. If it's ligament stuff, you can frighten yourself to death with it, and then be back on your feet in 2 minutes and running around. You know. You feel something go, but it's amazing how pliant your ligaments can be in your knee. But he's not moved, and that would be a real worry. And he's world class, Livramento. Again, he's one of those. He's had a funny game. I wouldn't have said that he's caught the eye today.
Not bad though. I think he's fairly impressive. Say what he's been up against.
I think it's one of those where a lot of players today, right on the ragged edge of what they can do, and even great players can be made to look average in a game like this, where it's all 90 miles an hour, and I think that's sort of happened to him. We're looking at Voltemar again, showing us his goal. He's off the field now. Look, when I left the field, we were winning, so you better crack on. I gave him the big up, and he scored his goal. He didn't have a great game, but that's not it's clutch moments. It's what he's there for. They're still down, and I think they're waiting for a stretcher, and it's going to be Lascelles.
Like it can be the cells, which is interesting.
Maybe. I don't know. Just as many defenders as you can get. I'm not sure. Maybe Tioka or Botman could do a job. I don't know. If you're not, if you don't really want to be hung out to dry in a position, you're not.
15
But anyway,
ทรงแล้วน่าจะเสร็จอีกแล้วว่าดูทรงแล้วอาร์เซนอลกู
Not ideal for him. He seems to be still
โอ้ซาก้าหายเจ็บมายังดูไม่ค่อยวูบวามช่วงนี้ดูมาดูเอเก้ดูจีดจ๊าดกว่าแต่ดันเจ็บอีกใช่ครับโอ้โหเซ็งว่ะเฮียดูทรงก็น่าจะเสร็จอีกแล้วว่ะเพื่อนอาร์เจลี่ต้องมาแล้วอาร์เจลี่ต้องมาแล้วมาตี
Well, let's hope it is just that. And
โอ้ยเฮ้ยว่ะ
suggesting for 1 minute. You know, sometimes it breaks.
Yeah,
But
but-
I don't know what's happened to him. Just stretched it off, and you know when they're rolling around, usually they're not stops.
Regular time, probably up to 5 minutes now. Not added time for that injury. 3-2 really. Half-time substitutions.
Really a foul there from Lascelles on Jokeris not given. Anyway, interesting to see how Lascelles gets on, former captain.
Marte now on the edge of the area, dancing around, trying to almost chop the ball into the box. Supermendi's just have kept the ball in and watched Newcastle players. Disagreement. Long ball forward now, looking for the run of Osula. Cleared upfield by Raya. Missed then by Trippier, who's claiming his foul. Not sure what he's asking for. And Arsenal, last 2 minutes, seem to have lost their fluidity of.
Well, yeah, we had a big stoppage, haven't we? And they've got to think about it again. Everyone goes a little bit cold. They've brought attackers on. They've broken their own shape, which and then that takes a little bit of recovering from what we're doing, who's doing what to who, and how we're going about it. Sometimes just throwing attackers on, you think, oh great, but sometimes it takes a while to work out. And it's a numbers game, isn't it? Now you feel they're throwing mud at the wall, and they've been doing that pretty much throughout the entirety of the second half. The fact that they've not scored is a bit of a vagary because they've had really good chances. On another, they played this game 100 times. They'd win a lot of them, wouldn't they? But just not working out today. One of those days.
พวกเราจะแพ้อีกแล้ว
Defensively, they're extremely sound. Arsenal also a side with most defensive certainty. One of the last 7. Opportunity for 3 more points. It still might be. 11 minutes left of regular time. Newcastle ball the moment. Forward by Thiaw. Back forward by Gabriel. He's not happy with his clearance. He comes forward about 7 or 8 yards before going out for a throw in. As mentioned earlier, Newcastle last 3 at home versus Arsenal.
Yeah, like I said, it's such a long time to go. I mean, probably at least 6 minutes at a time. With 10 minutes to go. It seems like a lifetime to Eddie Howe right now, isn't it? And from what we saw on Saturday, the game's not over until it's over. There were a lot of late goals, weren't there, that changed many things.
How do you Man United go from losing to losing?
That wasn't one of them. Crystal Palace. We thought, Liverpool would come back in that game, and they didn't. And of course, Leeds probably thought they'd won, but you don't count your chickens here, and that's it for Newcastle. It's almost like they're comfortable at 1-0, but you never really are at that score.
No, 1-0 is not a comfortable scoreline whatsoever.
I like how Lascelles has come on, and he's saying that I'll deal with it. It's no bother to me. So the lad's going, fill your boot, mate. He's been like a wriggly snake, hasn't he, all through the game and been brilliant. But Lascelles comes on, no lads, mine. Camera lingers on Lascelles, but really a tough individual, and just eyes on the ball. Yeah, here's a chance.
Jokeris in the box. Oh, he's just come off his own man. He's come off of Martinelli's heels. Why they were colliding with each other, I don't know. It seemed to anyway. Might be wrong.
Well, that was a lovely bit of interplay there. Ezzy's ball, superb. It's a great sliding challenge in and amongst all that from Botman.
Sells grabbing his face.
The two have got hands all over. I mean, the thing about Lascelles there, he's got eyes on the ball. You know, Gyökeres is not looking at the ball. I think you're not going to, you know, win that. Odegaard comes on now.
Indeed, so a bit more attacking prowess in Martin Odegaard, who makes his first appearance. Still waiting to get into this game and still waiting for a goal at St James's Park. Maybe for a Langer, Gabriel took his time with it. Clearly not happy with his goalkeeper on that occasion either.
I think Raya did exactly the right thing there. Let your defender defend.
Yeah.
You know, don't you come into the mix and make it worse. But then Gabriel, you know, he's sort of ticking him off for not coming. Foul there, I think, Paul. And
Odegaard foul เว้ย
everybody itching for a scrap, but it's Joe Linton who gets the yellow card because he's easy to card, isn't he? And ironic applause there from Joe Linton. Could have got him booked either which way, wouldn't it?
Yeah, indeed. I think Joe Linton's point is that well, the referee only given the yellow card because all the Arsenal players screamed for it, which is true. They did. Whether Jerry Hill was thinking of it. So they come forward again. Declan Rice to the side and a half on the edge of the centre circle. Saliba. Forward now. Odegaard, the substitute on the ball. He's got to drop deep to get on it and try and create deep line playmaking that you often find in this late stage. Ball forward to Rice in the box. Really good opportunity here. Ball across the box. Thiaw blocks it. That could have been something.
I think the Rice had to be a bit more patient there. You know, if it doesn't open up for you, there's no point putting the ball in. He couldn't find his own man. I mean, movement from Gyökeres was okay, but he was covered. And so he had to wait, and he just was too impatient. But really side of corner, and they take it short, and here they are.
Chance to cross the box in again for Rice, which he does. Header on from Saliba, and it's in the back of the net off the post. And all of a sudden, it's Mikel Moreno, even one of the substitutes. He's come on and made the difference. Arsenal have scored. All of Newcastle's half defensive work completely undone. It's always a risky game playing that way. And Declan Rice's ball in for Mikel Moreno.
เพื่อนเอาหน่อยเว้ยเชื่อโอเดการ์ดที่เพิ่งมาหายเจ็บกลับมาครับตกรอบบอลทั่วไปซาลิเวอร์พูล ใจเย็นพี่ใจเย็นเอาสวยไปแล้วได้แค่ไลท์เปิดโอ้โหเฮียลูกเตะมุมอีก
It's a good ball in, but the head is. Botman's got him. He's sitting on the right side of it. But Marino just. He rises. He's good in the air, isn't he? He's sitting like a second striker. He's coming. They might even go on and win this. There's plenty of time left, but they're certainly on a point now in Newcastle. Wishing that they haven't wasted all this time.
เอาสวยไปเอเซ่
You know, yeah, exactly. But anyway.
เอามงเรียบร้อยเลยเฮียเฮ้ยอ้าวเวียดแค่1-1เว้ย
Claiming handball. Referee says absolutely not. And again, he said absolutely penalty before in the first half. That same box, so we'll see what happens.
โอ้มงสวยจัด
Can they bring Volta back?
They
want him now. It was, and his arm was up there. Let's take another look at it. Gabriel goes to ground. I think that's got to be given. His hand's got to go somewhere, but it's like he you know, he's like Peter Schmeichel there, holding a scar shape. You know what I mean? You can't defend like that, and that's got to. and if they are, they've got to give it. They've got to give it. You can't defend like that. It looks like it's going to be a penalty kick. We think. Anyway, what do we know?
I mean, you could come up with they have been lenient when the ball has only travelled a certain distance, a yard or two this season. They've been lenient. And I've got a feeling this might not be given because it bounces off his shin as well. So when they've been lenient this year, when the players made initial contact and then it's hit their arm.
But his arm shouldn't be up like that.
I know, I agree. His arm's in a completely unnatural position. I don't think it's getting given.
I don't know.
Still
well, I'll tell you what, Mikel Arteta will be absolutely foaming at the end of this, won't he? He's about to bring another sub on. And he doesn't look like he's
เรียบร้อยอีกแล้วกูโดน VAR อีกแล้วนอนน่ะ
Well, Gillette's going to give a yellow card to somebody. Well, we're not entirely certain who. Yeah, so yeah, not entirely certain where the card coaching staff.
เรียบร้อยอีกแล้วกู
He's done all right, Trossard, I think, but and Luis Skelly's more defender, so and it's they're redressing their balance, aren't they?
Montro's going to come in from Dan Burn.
เรียบร้อยเพื่อนนอนกู เฮ้ยเอาเว้ยรอดเว้ยรอดเว้ยรอดเว้ย
No, he's trying to get a red card rather than yellow. He's a long way out to say his last ball. Do you know what I mean? So, and he just clicked his ankles a bit just to bring him. He didn't do anything heinous, but it was a yellow card, obviously. Arsenal fans, they're making a bit of noise now. They're back in the game, hoping now they can just go on and get a victory. They've traded enough. Be interesting.
I think they'll be good value for 3 points, to be honest. If they do win it, I don't think it'd be outrageous to say they deserve it.
I think it's one of those. Yeah, it's one of those difficult things as well. I mean, they didn't get any luck, and then they scored their goal. But I also think that Newcastle scored their goal and just sat back, and I'm thinking.
ไอ้มาเตลี่เฮ้ยจานโอ้โหเฮีย
Felt that it probably wasn't going to happen, and then the longer it goes, the more you're committed to that. But at 66 minutes, when he's making defensive changes, you think, well, it's a long time to hang on.
Free kick. Out of zone half.
And now, it's like for Arsenal, it's like, are we happy with the point? If we're happy with the point, then we don't bother, and we start rolling around time wasting. Nobody knows quite where they want to be, and there's plenty of time though, and I know what Mikel Arteta wants. He wants his team to go on and win the game. I saw a bit of body language there suggesting that some of those guys are making it.
เอาเว้ยเอาเว้ย1-1แล้วได้ประตูที่เหมือนจากมิเกลโมริโน่ใช่เลยพี่
No, he's not giving it. I think Saliba thinks he's won a physical battle, and then when he loses it, it's left him nowhere to go, and it's like he pulled him down, and then the referee's thinking, well, do you know what? I'll give it the other way. I don't understand that at all. There's got to be some physicality in football. Every time there's a bit of contact, does not necessitate a foul. He's a really poor referee, and he's. If I'm marking him today, I don't think a player out there is any less than a 6, but the referee is about 4.
He did give the penalty though, which I think is the best decision.
Yeah, but he backed out of a good decision then, didn't he? Because he felt he was under pressure. And he should have backed himself. He saw what he saw, and he still saw it when he was asked to see it again.
Super slow-mo, 1,000 replays that make it obvious Pope touched the ball. Doesn't mean it's not a foul.
long ball over from Rice into the box. It's easily headed by Trippier. He's fuming that the only player there to receive it is Lewis Skelly, who's playing a winger really. Side to Eze. Eze ignores the run of Lewis Skelly.
เอาหน่อยเว้ยเอาหน่อยเว้ย
Gabriel makes a wide option. Rice is sitting deep along with Ødegaard really to try and make the play. Gabriel on the halfway. Options forward goes to Rice on the edge of the centre. Rice looking for options himself.
เวลา8 นาที
Ødegaard checks one way then the other. Back to Gabriel. That's to go all the way across to Lewis Skelly on the left hand side against Trippier. It's a serious white wall for Arsenal to try and penetrate. Side again to Ødegaard. Got a cute ball in for Gyökeres. Jamal Sells behind him. Gyökeres goes down. Surely far too easily. Timber might run the wall back in the box. Joelinton down to Tonali to try and get it away. Dan Burns going to let Rice win the header. Tonali then up against Rice. Rice does well to keep it in. Timber now up against Dan Burn looking to get the cross in. Beats Burn once. Checks back low. Rice far out.
Again, you've got Dan Burn playing left back. You just think he's up against Timber.
Pope's going to get there. 8 minutes of added time to give him, by the way. We're now almost playing 3 of that. Pope with a long throw forward. Should have go out of play though.
It's a hell of a throw, isn't it? Hell of a throw that. Thought it was good. Yeah, I think Nick Pope will be a man of the match, you know. He's made some stellar saves, hasn't he? And really been on it today. You know, a really good form from him.
Final change of the game.
ไป เอามาเตลี่ไป เตลี่แม่งดูแบบมั่นใจจัดเลยอะเพื่อน เตลี่อะเอา
I think after
ไลฟ์เปิดเข้ามือนี่โป๊กอีกมึงเหนียวจริง
exposed, he absolutely was. Maybe that's because Joelinton had given his all.
ฟาวอีกเอาวะแต่เสมอ
Attempted to Lewis Skelly, who's in behind. Fantastic challenge though from Thiaw.
Brilliant that, brilliant football. What a ball through the middle that Lewis Skelly in the end, I think the defending was that good. There's not much more he could do than that. Ødegaard's ball is first class. Yeah, I think he's just covered. By the time Lewis Skelly picks it up, the defenders won his little duel. The ball goes out, but it will be a corner.
Back post punched away again by Pope. Shot comes in from the edge of the area. Martinelli hit away by halfway line. Rice, 3 minutes left. The added time. Rice with it on ball towards deep into the box. Sells will head away, but it's only for another corner.
Yeah. Paul was saying that he got affected then coming out for the ball last time. Anyway, Martinelli were looking at his straight effort. Oh, there was a hand there before the head of again.
I think that might have been a bit harsh.
Bruno Guimaraes ball hits him on the arm. His arm was by his side though, and he's trying to pull it away. So.
And it didn't really change the path of the ball. This corner comes in. It's in the back of the net. Is that Gabriel? I think it might be the number 6 for Arsenal. It is indeed, and that is surely going to be the winner. All of Newcastle's defensive work undone by 2
โดนเตะแบบนี้ก็เสร็จดิวะเอาหน่อย
And this one from
เอาหน่อยดิแคนไลท์แคนไลท์เปิดเข้าไปเอาไว้เตะมุมอีกเตะมุม
Maybe that's a moot point because they didn't defend him well anyway.
โอ้ยเยี่ยวเหนียวแล้ววะเอา
You know,
ดูแล้วมาเตะลี่ยิง
he has had a poor game, I think.
เฮ้ยมือ ไม่ได้อีกแล้วไม่ได้อีกแล้วโอ้โหเอากรรมการไม่เหี้ยชิบหายเอาแล้วโอเดการเปิดเข้าไปมงไหมมงเรียบร้อยกาเบียวครับโอ้โห
he saw and he didn't get there. He needed to.
ยัดแค่
Well, for man of the match, that's a shame.
เรียบร้อยครับ 2-1 ยัดแค่โอ้โหก็มาดิครับก็มาดิครับ
Yeah, and you know, if you're running into traffic because lots of big guys in there, you're not destined necessarily to get there. He took a gamble and it didn't work out. Whether if he stood on his line, he saved it anyway, I don't know. It's a great game. He might not have saved it anyhow, but he did make it.
Side up against Declan Rice. Good work from the England number 6, as he usually is, Rice.
He's had a good game, hasn't he, Declan Rice?
Just
2-1
But he does his work well. Played a part in the first goal. Chasing back, didn't we, with the one last-ditch challenge when we thought that they were through. Okay, it was Murphy, I think, and he blocked him off. So he's played his part today. You know, that's why it's standing for big money from West Ham because he was their best player, and now he's one of Arsenal's best players.
And we have played the 8 minutes of added time. I think it's fair to give another minute though. Long ball into the box from Trippier. The ball's bouncing around. It could go anywhere here. Gabriel's going to head it away. Shot comes in and it's blocked. Newcastle want a corner. Gone out for a throw-in though. Tonali
ได้แค่ไลท์นี่ครับดูได้แค่ไลท์เดี๋ยวเพื่อนดูได้แค่ไลท์ดูได้แค่ไลท์โอ้ดูได้แค่ไลท์ด้วยไอ้หนุ่ม
But what they're looking at, there's all sorts going on. There might have been a handball in there. Did the ball drop into the arm of Declan Rice? There's so much to look at.
We give a Trippier long ball into the box, headed on by Burner, away by Saliba. Tonali will chase this ball on the halfway line, hopes to punt it back from whence it came, but the final whistle's gone. Gabriel Magalhaes falls to his knees and cheers as it has finished. Newcastle United 1, Arsenal 2.
อะไรอ่ะมีอะไรอ่ะไม่มีอ่ะโอ้ไม่มีอะไรอยู่แล้ว
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck.
โอ้โหเกชนะเฉยชนะ 2-1 กูสะใจว่ะกูสะใจเลยอ่ะสะใจจัดเลยอ่ะ เชี่ยสะใจว่ะเพื่อนสะใจอะครับเพื่อนๆครับสะใจมากเลยโอ้ยเหี้ยชนะ2-1ทำไปได้ครับเพื่อนอาร์เซนอลเราต้องงี้สิวะอืมอืมสะใจจัดเลยอืมจบแล้วแป๊บนึง2-1โหตะโกนไล่ขนาดนั้นไม่ชนะก็ว่าแล้วได้ยินไหมตะโกนไล่ขนาดนั้นไม่ชนะให้มันรู้ไปสิเดี๋ยวลงไปแล้วทั้งแม่งอะเกือบหลับกลับมาได้ป่าเพื่อนๆไอ้เหี้ยชนะเฉยอะทำไปได้เหรอตกใจเลย เพื่อนตกลงชนะนะ1-0 2-1นะเพื่อนก็ขอบคุณมากนะเพื่อนฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์ฝากกดติดตามให้ด้วยไปก่อนเพื่อนๆราตรีสวัสดิ์ฝันดีนะครับเพื่อนๆพี่ๆไปแล้วบ๊ายบายจุ๊บ